Hi, my name is Samson Itoje, CEO, Erimama Investment Company Limited, the reliable Lagos property investment company. Today I'll be discussing with you a subject that has become a roadblock for a lot of potential property owners in Lagos. And that roadblock is this statement: it is too far. When you show people a property, they say it is too far. And because they say it is too far, or it's actually too far from their standpoint, then they do not invest in Lagos property. And so a lot of people today have been they work for 10 years, they work for 20 years, they've not been able to buy a property because anytime you show them a property, they say it is too far. When people make that statement, I ask them, far from where? Usually they say it is too far from where they work. And so because they say it is too far, they will not invest in that property. Okay, and then another year goes by, they say another property again, it is too far, and they still do not invest. So now, you say it is too far. If I show you something that is near where you work, can you afford it? Let's take an example. Say you work in Victoria Island, and somebody shows you a property in Ibeju Lekki, you say, it is too far. Okay, granted, it's too far from where you work. Okay, but if I were to show you something in Oshapa, London, which is not far from Victoria Island, do you have money to buy it? For example, we have a property now, 5-bedroom detached duplex in Oshapa, London. The price is 120 million. If I take you there, can you afford it? Most likely you cannot. Okay, if I say, okay, maybe 120 million is too much for you, let me take you to Ajah and show you a plot of land there, 35 million naira. Can you afford it? Maybe not. Okay, if I take you to Ibeju Lekki, 21 million naira for a plot of land, can you afford it? Maybe not. So if you cannot afford Oshapa, London, you cannot afford a property in Ajah, you cannot afford a property in Ibeju Lekki, where will you land? You will land in Ibeju Lekki. And some people still cannot afford Ibeju Lekki, they will land in Ekpe. Okay, so it's far from where you work. Should you invest or refuse to invest? Now, you may have been refusing to invest for the last 5 years, 6 years, 10 years because the places where you can afford are far from where you work. Now, but you are taking a major risk because the truth is that if you do not invest your money in places you can afford, what would happen is that you work 30 years, 35 years, and you have no property to your name. And by the time you retired, you find that you're in deep trouble. The salary is no longer coming in and you still have to pay rent, and then you don't have any means of a livelihood. You'll be in big trouble. So my advice to people is buy where you can afford. So if where you can afford is Ibeju Lekki, go ahead, buy it. If you can afford Ajah, no problem, go ahead, buy it. But if you cannot afford those places, where you can afford is the outskirts of the city, like Ibeju Lekki or Ekpe, go ahead and buy. The truth is this: many of those places that people used to say was far are no longer far. Okay, because there was a time when land was very cheap in Ajah. You take people there, they say, it's too far. But now Ajah has become a busy city, okay, a busy neighborhood. When it was 3 million naira, you take some people there, they say it's too far. But now some of them, those people who say it was far then, are now asking to buy in Ajah because Ajah has opened up. So that area you are saying is too far now. In another 10 years, you'll be surprised. The area will be developed, open up, and then it will become a city. And secondly, you will not always work in that your place of employment. I'll give you an example. I had a friend who used to work in Ikeja, okay, and so he rented an apartment in Berger, which is just 30 minutes from his office. So life was good. After he lost his job, he moved to Ikorodu because he could no longer afford that area. Okay, he ended up using his pension to buy a house in Ikorodu. However, when he was still in paid employment 13 years ago, they showed him a property in Ikorodu selling for 450,000 naira. He refused to buy because he said it was far. But now that he's retired, he's now staying in Ikorodu. Ikorodu is no longer far for him now because now he's no longer doing any paid job. He's a self-employed person now, so Ikorodu is just okay for him. He has a house there now. But imagine that time they showed him that property, a land for 450,000 naira, he had bought it. He will be very rich now because now that same area, a plot of land is selling for 8 million naira. So imagine that they showed him he bought 2 plots. By now, he would have asset that is worth 16 million. Now he only has a house to his name. You get the point? So when a place is far from where you currently work, it probably means that land there is cheap. So you can buy one plot, you can buy two plots, you can buy 6 plots, you can buy 12 plots. By the time the area opens up, but probably when you are retired, you become a multi-millionaire. Why? Because you bought several plots of land, 6 plots, 12 plots, 20 plots, 36 plots, 72 plots in an area that was far away, that was cheap because it was far away, and that eventually would develop over the next 10 years. And so by the time you develop over the next 10 years, the prices would have increased by 10 times or more the price at which you bought, and then you become a multi-millionaire. So if the roadblock to your investment in Lagos property has been the fact that you say it is too far, please, from today, stop that excuse and invest in property in Lagos in an area you can afford, and especially a far area just developing where you can buy cheap now, hold for the next 10 to 15 years, and become a multi-millionaire. In fact, Lagos real estate can make you become a rich man even if you are poor now, by investing in areas that are far away from the city center, the outskirts of the city where land is still cheap, and buying several plots of land, especially in an estate where you will not have the problem of people encroaching on your land. My number is on the screen. Call me and let me help you cancel that roadblock today so that you become a proud property owner in Lagos, Nigeria. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor, click the thumbs up button below and add your comments. Let me see your comment. If you have not subscribed to this channel, click the subscribe button below, then click the bell and then select all, so that whenever I release new videos, you'll be among the first people to see it. I'm expecting your call. See you in my next video.